It's May 2025. Hey, hello, friends. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Shark, head brewer, owner, peon, whatever, to the Shark Brewing Company. That's my official name. But yeah, so hope everybody's having a first beginning of May. I can't believe it's May already. Time is just flying by. Again, like I said, I hope you're all doing well. So yeah, what is going on? Well, what will be going on at the Shark Brewing Company for May? Um, so obviously tomorrow is going to be the big brew day. So obviously this is where all the home brewers can get together just to brew a beer, hang out. Just basically, it's an excuse. I mean, there's more to it than all, but it's just good reason to get together, make a beer, have some fun, kind of thing. So, but yeah, so and obviously the beer that we were gonna do is well, the Big Brew Day beer is basically barley wine. Rob and I usually we do follow the recipe, but this year we just weren't into the barley wine, so we were making our own beer, which basically is gonna be a London Pride clone. Here's the recipe. Also, I've already done a live about this recipe, so I'll have a link up above. You can go watch that more in detail. So, what else is going on? Will be going on here? Besides the Big Brew Day, and the month. Well, in the month, maybe beginning of June, Rob and I will review our clone. Oh, so actually, also tomorrow too is Rob and I will discuss our brew day, how it went. We should be drinking a London Pride, which kind of thing, so kind of give us a precursor to what we've brewed. So that is going to be around 2 p.m. my time. Um, so yeah, so 2 p.m. my time. It could be sooner. I don't think it'll be later. It could be sooner. It depends how things go tomorrow, because I know Rob is doing a little live. It might be half hour sooner. I don't know. Kind of see what time my birthday goes too. I mean, it's where I'm at the stage of cleaning it up, because usually I like to when I'm done, I like to clean everything up. So when I'm done, I am done kind of thing. I'm not gonna I'll clean this tomorrow. Only thing I would have left would be like I'm soaking something, but usually I let that sit for a couple hours kind of thing. So yeah, for the brewer at the brewery, there's really I don't have any new equipment coming. Like I said, that beer tomorrow, I'm going to be using my old system because I just want a smaller batch of it because I'm kind of backlogged a little bit beer on the home brew right now. As some of you may know, I was sick, kind of not feeling well with the last couple of weeks. And because, yeah, it was kind of hairy. I'm not going to go in great detail because but yeah, it was. I thought it was going to be worse than what it's going to turn into, because I mean I was almost going to be admitted to the hospital at the time. So yeah, it was kind of. So the beer drinking, we'll have a beer or two, but I'm not going to go too crazy. I mean, doctor's orders really say I shouldn't, but I'm kind of not gonna. I'll have like one or two, but it's so. But anyways, but yeah, so I'm doing fine at the moment. So but yeah, it's so. Anyways, moving on. I just kind of, for those who are kind of like what's going on, if you're hearing this here and there kind of thing. So um oh yeah, and so yeah, so the next thing, I basically entered a one of my beers into a competition. It was the America's Homebrewers Association's National Homebrewing Competition, and so yeah, so that entry was made. I sent that in the beginning of middle of April. They judged it last weekend, and I just got my results Tuesday, Wednesday, and unfortunately, I didn't advance to the second stage. However, I got relatively good feedback, and it's kind of interesting. Me and Rob will probably discuss it and pick apart a little bit more. I mean, I'll kind of show you what's going on. Um, so basically, you should be seeing that. Hey, buddy, how you doing? So yeah, so basically, um, I entered a brown ale, American brown ale. So I got a score 37 out of 50. Not too bad. I mean, I'm kind of wanting to be in the 40s, but obviously for the category, the average was 33, so I was above average for that. And the rating is basically it was very good. I was within the style parameters, which is kind of one thing I'm aiming for. Some minor flaws. I have kind of have a couple ideas on that, and which you'll kind of see down later because two judges, because I sent two bottles in, so both bottles were judged. I'm assuming at the same time. I don't know. So it was kind of interesting. They kind of gave me the same thing, but in just in two different ways. It was kind of interesting. So yeah. So obviously here I was in the first round. I said, congratulations, your beer met the technical criteria to reach the final category. However, the judges chose to award other beers on the table. And because if I didn't have my flaws, I probably would have that. So we won't talk about. So they said this judge here. He was kind of interesting because he says my beer was cola like. I'm going like, okay, I never really heard that kind of term. And it was roasted caramel. I went, okay. See, the American. This is where kind of the American brown ale. It should be a little bit. You have more of a hop presence. So that's where I got by the first ding, which I kind of get. I kind of went in the middle of the road with the style of the hops, and so first week is most likely gonna I'll increase more. I'll put more hops in. Now this was interesting. When he says the fermentation diacetyl, I'm going like, okay, I don't why he gave because the diacetyl is kind of like a popcorn. I'm going well. To me, that's not a minor flaw. It's a little bit more of a bigger flaw. So it's like, yeah. So I'm kind of, and I did, yeah. I'm gonna have to try a beer at some point and kind of see like why I see figure out if I can figure out why he claimed that. But anyway, it's like okay, that was kind of that little piece was interesting. And so I kind of laugh at blue appearance, bottle inspection, blue cap, good fill, yay. Color was spot on. Basically, beer was. I mean, it's a dark beer, but it was not like a stout color dark, but you can kind of see the brown. So it was obviously you can see it's clear, but great. The head was kind of yeah, it's right where I wanted. Interesting that um so I'm kind of happy with this with the head retention was it lasted for a while. So that's kind of I went on that. So on to the flavor portion. See dry fruit, caramel, a little roasted. So kind of, okay, that's because I think he got a little bit more of that because the little roast. I'm kind of like okay, I didn't really use any roasted malts. That's what kind of is interesting. So the hop flavor, obviously, again, I didn't do enough. However, with the bitterness, the hops I did use gave me there was bitterness, just like I said, not enough. The, again, I had to look into what's this fermentation really is about because like low fermentation, I'm going like, okay, So for the American Brown, to me, the balance, it should have been skewed to more to the hoppy side. And this is in the finish and aftertaste. Basically, this is where one of the flaws also appears, because he's saying that it's more on the dry side, and it shouldn't have been dry side. Should have been more medium. It should be more in the middle, towards probably the sweet, because it's just the brown ale. So it was kind of interesting. Again, it's a bit of diacetyl on, but also a bit of alcoholic perception, which I think his last comment, overall comment, is going to kind of explain this. And the mouthfeel being thin, and I'm trying to think. Every time he probably, I know my ABV was lower than anticipated, so yeah, I can see. I'm not kind of surprised that he kind of said my. They said thin. I mean, basically, it means it's kind of on the water. You get that little watery kind of presence. Carbonation is good because it was bottle condition, so it should have been warmth. There should be no warmth because there's no alcohol. Creaminess, there's really wasn't anything, the grain or ingredients that made that. So this is where they kind of were basically the flaw that they kind of, where I kind of, why I didn't advance, because he said there's this astringency. So astringency is pretty much, you get a dry feel in the mouth, and it kind of gives you a pucker. I'm going like, okay, which now I'm kind of going like, so where I think that may come from, see, he listed it as the flaws. Anyways, by the way, it's, to me, is when I was mashing. All I can think of is that my mash temperature was higher than I anticipated, kind of thing. That, or it had to do with the grain. I don't think the fermentation, because to me, even though I think he says diacetyl, so to me, he's thinking the astringency came from the fermentation side. But yeah. So anyway, so pretty close to the classic example. As I said, I had some flaws. He said, not too bad. So it's not a bad recipe to work with. Needs more malt complexity and a bit more roasted profile, and also more hops. Well, the hops that's easy to tweak, so I can push it towards the end of the range. Just if it could be a better beer, working on grains and the balance, keep going. So obviously, I think he saw a lot of potential in it. So yeah, so that was the first judge. So the second judge, basically, again, he basically said it's high in the malt. Probably should have been more here. The hops, again, I think. So I like this judge actually, so because he gave me a higher score, but overall, so but yeah, so see this fermentation, that just, I'm kind of, which, because it did. I just wonder if that's because, like I said, it should have been like a 5.5, 5.6, and I think it came out to be 5.3, 5.1, 5.3, somewhere in that area. That was low fives. So, I'll say he thinks it was a little bit more reddish, which, it was fine. Again, he thought the beer was clear. He's kind of interesting. He gave him more of a tan head, so the ivory white. So pours with a large head. So this is what happens when you get bottle condition. His pour, he got his beer was a little bit more carbonated. Again, the head retention was lasting, so it was great. So this is where I'm kind of like, his beer. I think he was more aware of the other judge. I don't know. And he's had a Cicerone, so he should have known. But he kind of gave a little bit more accurate, to me, evaluation. So like I said, it's so. Again, he said a little on the hops, so which is kind of interesting. High in the bitter, but so it's, to me, that's kind of a little confusing, but I'll take it as, so again, it's a little low. So you see, so Here again, he kind of gave me the dry finish, so basically he's gonna go. He's gonna say astringency also because of the finish. So the mouthfeel, that's kind of interesting because the other one said thin. He's leaning more towards the full. So carbonation ratio was high. That's why he kind of said that earlier when he poured the beer. It was at the head. It was a little bit more hit to it. Obviously, no warmth. There's no alcohol, creaminess. I'm kind of like, well, again, there's no ingredients to make that, so that should have been low. But again, now I see it said there was slight astringency. See, I think it's from the hops or roast malt, but there was no roast malt. I used 2-row chocolate, I think caramel 60 was a 60 level bond, and Victory. So there really wasn't. I didn't use any like roasted barley or anything just to give you that dark. So it's interesting. Let's say when I try it, I'm gonna see what they say. So obviously he said the flaws were astringency. So again, he's closer to the style, which is I'm happy for. He said there's obviously get the flaws of astringency. Obviously he kind of liked it. So his feedback was a very nice brown that hits many of the notes that the style calls for. Only slight astringency mars the mouthfeel, which some additional malt character, the nutty toasty, which the Victory I just need and may help it score higher. But overall, I would pay for a pint of it, so I'm going yay. So I had Victory malt in it. I just don't have enough of it, so I think I can. If I put more in that and I put a little bit more hops, I'm kind of interested to see what that's gonna make it. So yeah, so that's kind of on that. So that's kind of the overall judging for mine. So um yeah, so that's basically some of the stuff I'm going like not too bad. Chadio mouth, yeah, it's mouthfeel is just it's like this. You get the water. You hear a low, a medium, and a high mouthfeel. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's kind of, and I had, there was another competition going on, I think this weekend. I was going to send the beer again, and I didn't mark it in my calendar, so I forgot to send the beer kind of thing. So I was kind of like, oh, because I want to get another judge, kind of see if they said the same thing. So then I kind of like, okay. But that's it. Astringency, that's it. It's just that dryness. It's kind of, there's tannins involved from what I gathered from a little bit of research afterwards. So it's most likely, even though you can get hop tannins, but I didn't really hop it enough. And it wasn't like a real late hop. So it's not like, oh, so and that's where if it was an IPA, you can, well, if it was a grain, you can hide it with the hops. So that's, uh, Joey, basically me when I get monetized, that's gonna be who knows. And I'm not getting enough. I'm barely getting hardly any new subscribers, so it's is what it is. And if I do, great. If not, what? Obviously, if I get monetized, I will have a celebration, obviously. But until then, not gonna worry about it. Um, but yeah. So, anyways, I kind of so that there was that. So I was kind of hoping on that other competition, but so there's really nothing else in the area. I'll, but so this gives me more beer. So the astringency, I'm gonna kind of, even though somebody said it won't, some people say it will fade away, some will say it won't. So I say it wasn't a bad beer. I don't think. I mean, as I say, I have to try it. But the other thing too, as I said, it had the grain. Only I think it was the bottles I had for this competition I kept warm later too long, so I'm kind of it's like okay maybe I had it too warm, so it just when I was bottle conditioning it, I mean because it was kind of which I had to do so, but it was left warm longer, I should say. It was the 2 weeks that I was bottle conditioning, it was fine. The bottles I kept went right into the refrigerator. The other ones went to the competition. So they had in a pie. I don't know how they stored it. I'm assuming as soon as they got it, they put it in the refrigerator. So there was a few other days kind of thing. Um, but yeah. So anyway, so that's the kind of the competition. And I said Rob and I will kind of go over it more. We'll kind of go over more of the stringency and and then we're gonna talk about our beer that we're brewing tomorrow. So it's kind of I don't know, it's gonna be kind of our homebrew chat ish, kind of just a hangout. I mean, so stay tuned for that tomorrow. I think I got it set for tomorrow. Yeah. So what else is going? So I won't be. As I say, I won't, that's only tomorrow is the only day, only beer I'm brewing for May. I believe. I don't know if I'm doing it in the end of the month because I think because I'm brewing. I need to brew a beer for the July, but I think that's just gonna be an ale. Yeah, I'm doing that. And so right now, yeah, I'm still kind of sticking with my brewing once a month because I said I have um, a whole keg of a pale ale I brew on my new system. I had a because I was carbonating it and so I basically I poured a sample for my dad to see, and basically it was slightly overcarbed. So I'm kind of right now I'm kind of letting it. I'm fixing that carbonation level. So and he kind of it was like he gave me a so again. It was it's I gotta learn to deal with the hops every so often because sometimes it's like the multi beers I think I'm spot on. It's the hop forward beers I'm kind of even though I'm following somebody else's recipe, I'm going. It's like I don't know what's going on. It's like there's like not enough bitterness ish. The flavor is there, the aroma is there. I think it's just the bitterness. So I obviously like I said, always everybody's in home brewing is always um, working on that. So yeah, so yeah, so I'll have definitely have. Oh yeah, well, we'll talk about. I was gonna say something else about the beer tomorrow, but Rob and I will talk about that. So I'll leave that for that. Um, so yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on at the brewing company at the tavern. I still have that chocolate stout that was supposed to have done for Easter. That, so I don't know when I may do that. So kind of stay, and that's just going to be a spontaneous live kind of thing. Maybe I don't know. So it's stay tuned for that because I need to do that. I apologize. Even though that's a 750 milliliter bottle, I probably won't be drinking the whole thing because I'm getting myself back into beer drinking kind of thing, and I want to make sure it's. I'm not gonna go too stupid. Try not to, should say. Um, but yeah. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it for the brewery update for the month of May. Then recap of April. So I'll see if anything else happens. Stay tuned for shorts, announcements, kind of thing for my channel. I don't really have any videos coming out in May because I don't know if I'm going to do any video for the brew day tomorrow. I'm not sure. because since I'm kind of doing a live recap kind of thing. But we'll see. We'll see how ambitious I will get. So, okay, I think I am gonna go ahead and call it. Thanks for everybody stopping by in the chat. Joey, Chadio, Buddy, and if you're rewatching, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, kind of thing. I mean, yeah, if you're a home brewer and you saw the obviously my results and you have any advice on this stringency kind of thing, because I'll be more than welcome to listen to those and consider them. So I would. So until then, basically drink up before you are attacked. Cheers, everybody.